Hey guys, so it's another coloring video. My voice is still a little bit rough. This coloring video is a little bit different. I'm gonna be coloring this image I got from Tina. A lot of these images were so big, I really didn't want to color them with colored pencils. And when I was messing around at my desk the other day, I had a couple of loose color crayons out. Um, and so I was curious and I dipped them into some petroleum jelly. And I should have known, but of course, this technique also works with color crayons as it does colored pencils. So, um, coloring crayons aren't the smoothest medium to color with, at least not, like Crayola crayons. Probably get a good result with like Caran d'Ache crayons, but um, I'm just taking out a glob from the container so that I don't have to dip my crayons in the jelly. I keep that jelly for Dottie. When I clean out her ears, um, I put the petroleum jelly in there. You shouldn't use it as a human, because it will eventually give you cancer, but dogs don't live as long as humans, so I'm not too worried about her accumulating enough toxins to give her cancer in that way. But anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna be using just regular Crayola crayons. I do have one crazy art crayon, and yeah, so I guess I'm going to get started. Alright, what should I do first? Maybe her lips. I don't want to do the red parts. I'm obviously not going to get done with this drawing or picture. So I'm just dipping it in the petroleum jelly. Petroleum jelly, it takes a minute to start working. Some things are faster, some colors for whatever reason are faster. Um, and I had decided that I wanted her lips to be red. And when you got the jelly on here, you really don't have to push that hard. It just kind of dissolves. And of course the lips aren't fully drawn in, so I don't know where the color is supposed to be. So I noticed, when I was coloring without the jelly, that the Crayola brand, after and I did like a hard scribble swatch on, just some paper without the jelly. The Crayola brand feels much less waxy to the touch than the Crazy Art, which is kind of the bottom of the barrel as far as school supplies go. So I'm not. I have way more Crayola than I do Crazy Art crayons, so I'm not sure. When this dries, if it's gonna be how it's gonna feel. I didn't swatch it with the jelly to see how it feels when it dries. So I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell, but you really can't see any streaks from drawing. And normally when you color with crayons, you're going to have like, let me see if I can. Let's grab a purple to show you. So this is a Crayola brand crayon. You're gonna have that patchiness, but with the jelly, it takes away that patchiness. So normally when you're done using, when you're done coloring with the jelly, you want to wipe it off with a paper towel before you put it away. Otherwise, the jelly is going to continue to work, and when you come back, you're not going to have a crayon left because it's going to be completely dissolved. So, but I'm going to be coming back to, well, I guess I can continue coloring with the red. Although I kind of wanted to work with her face a little bit. Yeah, let's work with her face. I had a hard time sharpening my brown crayon. So, I get some on the... I'm just gonna let this brown crayon sit for a minute. This brown crayon is sepia colored, so it's a bit of a cooler brown, and I'm gonna dip this carnation pink in the jelly because I want her to have some blush. I'm not going to be super precise with this because I want her to, or I'm going to be coloring over the pink with the brown. I'm hoping that these images will fit I'm coloring, or I'm cleaning off this crayon because I don't think I'll be using any more pink on this picture. I'm hoping it'll fit on an A9, oh my god, A9 size card. I didn't measure it, I might have to cut part of her face off, but I'm not sure. What I would use this image for if not for a card. Grab some more jelly. So you guys want to hear a funny story? Not that you have a choice if you're still watching. I guess I'm gonna be telling it no matter what. So my mom, throughout the course of forever, we've always kind of played musical chairs with our dogs. And so, however a dog fits in our household the best, whether my dog is working out better with her and her dogs are working out better with me, we rotate. And right now, my pit bull Dottie is living with my mom, which is fine. I love my dog. I would love to have my dog. But I kind of want her to have some eyeshadow. I didn't even think about eyeshadow. Ew, what color of eyeshadow though? Guess I could do purple. Um, Dottie though, she can't be around other animals, and that's a big reason why she's out with my mom. Is it because my mom doesn't have any other animals? And so I was sitting out with my mom, and we were talking about her puppy. Now, her puppy is probably a third of the size of Dottie, and Dottie is probably 4 times as heavy as her puppy. She's a very weird puppy. I have no clue. She's got a lot of the characteristics of a border collie, so I think she might be part border collie, but I'm not sure. And I was talking to my mom, and I was like, Rosie's just trying me. She's just trying me. And what's been happening is Rosie has a severe sensitivity of her neck. Now, I don't know why she has a sensitivity of her neck, because my mom got her when she was about 6 weeks old. I know, I did not condone my mom getting a 6-week-old puppy, but it happened and she's here. I didn't condone my mom getting a puppy to begin with, but that's besides the point. So with Rosie, her puppy, if you're not in the calmest mood, the calmest demeanor, when you reach towards her neck, like to put on her collar, to take her collar off, to get her unhooked from the lead outside. Even if you're not angry, you're just, maybe you're in a rush, and you go to reach for her collar, she'll leap in the air and she'll start screaming, which is normally a trauma, a trauma response, if a dog's been abused. But we've had her since she was 6 weeks old. She's never been beaten. She's never had trauma involving her neck. So it's kind of left us, puzzled. To give you an example, I had a Shar-Pei pit mix named Amber, who's since passed, and she used to get beaten by my neighbor. And so for the first couple months that we had her, if she was walking by you and you instinctively kind of reached down to, to pet her butt, she'd dart forward and start screaming because her brain was telling her she was about to be beaten, or she was getting beaten. And after a few months with her, that worked itself out. She didn't do that anymore because her brain learned that that's not what's happening when we touch her bottom or her back, So it's really left me puzzled as to why Rosie acts like this. And I was like, it's hard for me because I don't know, there's no way I can adjust my behavior, when I'm not coming at her with aggression, I don't know how to fix what's going on. And my mother legit turns to me and she goes, "Well, I'm sorry, Chelsea, but I just don't have room for her." And I was sitting on the couch with her. I was on one side of the couch, she was on the other side of the couch, and you all know who was between us was Dottie, who's, like I said, 4 times bigger than Rosie, or 3 times bigger than Rosie. Probably 4 times. It's probably 4 times. Dottie's a pretty husky dog. And I turn and I start looking at Dottie, you know, because she's so vastly bigger and heavier than Rosie, and to hear my mom say, "I'm sorry, Chelsea, I can't take my puppy back. She's just, my place isn't big enough for her." Oh my god, I almost started laughing. It's like, yeah. I'm sure your place isn't big enough for her, mama. For sure. I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was so funny. I'm going to color over this pink lightly so that it's... Sorry, when I talk, the vibrations make my throat tickly. It's been hard having a puppy. Probably sound like an asshole when we first got her, but I begged my mom not to get a puppy. And now I have a puppy. But you do what you gotta do. So one thing I will tell you is that not sure if you can hear that. Petroleum jelly does make it sticky, but if you leave it off to the side to dry, that stickiness will go away. You don't have to worry. It's just while it's wet. But I really like this technique because, you know, I've been... Close this bin. I have this huge container of crayons, and you're like, Chelsea, why do you have so many crayons that are not artist crayons? And I'll tell you why. Is I didn't have a way to sharpen crayons when I was a kid. So my solution was just to get another box of crayons that were pre-sharpened. You know, because once they were dull, what was I going to do with the dull crayon, right? So now I have hundreds and hundreds of crayons that I probably should give away. But I was determined to find a craft one day that would allow me to use my crayons. I do like crayons, but excuse me. That one's got a big glob of wax on it, or jelly on there. It's okay, we'll just be real careful as we color. How I sharpen them was with this pencil sharpener. It's just a cheap sharpener. I don't like using it for my pencils because it constantly breaks the legs. And the crayons just barely fit in that sharpener as long as you take the paper off first. Just a little bit more jelly on there, and then my color over the purple eyeshadow to kind of blend it out. If you add something, I haven't tested it. I'd rather color with petroleum jelly than something like mineral spirits. You know, even odorless, it has an odor. Plus, I like with the jelly, you know, you can have some on your crayon or your pencil, whatever you're coloring with, you know, and it's because it's a jelly, it's gonna kind of stick on there. But yeah, I like coloring with the jelly better. I don't know. That story just made me laugh, as I turned to look at Dottie, who's such a bigger dog than her puppy is. That Dottie wasn't too big for her house, but her puppy was too big. So far, this jelly doesn't seem to be dissolving whatever. To me, it kind of looks like printer ink, but I'm not exactly sure. This phone's not going to pick it up, but as I'm turning the crayon to smear off some of the jelly so I can color in it, you can see the pigment coming off it. So this jelly is actively dissolving the crayon as we color. Not sure if you can see that dark pigment in there. But what you're going to get is a much smoother color. You're not going to get that patchiness like I showed you with the purple if you're using jelly. And I'm not pressing hard at all. It may look like at some points the color is not going on at all, and it could be because one, the jelly hasn't had enough time to start to dissolve the crayon, and two, you just may be coloring jelly. There may be that barrier until it starts to break down the crayon. You just may be coloring with jelly. So I just keep coloring until some color starts coming for you. She is not looking too bad. Sure, a lot of us have crayons in our stash. I don't know, I couldn't throw them away. I don't know why I couldn't throw them away. Suppose I could have donated them, but for me they were a usable art supply. I didn't know how to use them yet to make them look good, because they don't really look good, just on their own. And if there's parts that look patchy, just go back over it with the jelly. It's definitely sticky right now, but like I said, that will go away. 25 minutes. I'm just about out of time. I'm going to color her iris with this metallic FX crayon in Illuminating Emerald. It's got glitter in it, not that you can see that much. A big glob on the side there. I'm barely putting pressure on, and that color is coming off the crayon. And I think I need to go back in with the brown because I didn't quite get the lid right here. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to stop the camera there. I just wanted to show you me coloring with the jelly with crayons because I think it could be a useful tool if you've got it in your stash. So, alright, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. So, adios.